the Women's World Championship match as Riho will defend her title against the native beast, Nyla Rose.
It was a bit surreal. Didn't ever think I would have a moment like that on this big of a stage, on this big of a platform.
And Nyla hoists her up. Beast bomb!
Oh my God, we got a new champ!
Nyla Rose is the new AEW Women's Champion.
When handed the title, admittedly, I don't think I realized how special it was till I was able to look back. Shock, quite frankly, shock, awe, absolutely bonkers, surreal moment. Somebody pitched me, am I dreaming? No, it's not a dream. It never really sunk in that moment. It took me a couple of days, carry around that heavy-ass belt to realize that this was real life, and I was on the journey to make a lot of people proud. Definitely a full circle moment being able to have this kind of journey. I know for a lot of people, wrestling comes into their lives at different stages, but growing up poor on Mount Pleasant in Washington, D.C., if you know, back in the 80s was not a good place. Watching wrestling with my grandmother, it was something that her and I did. Wrestling itself captured me. I went to pro wrestling school in Manassas, Virginia. As far as I was concerned, this might be my hobby. Like, we'll see what happens. Because I just didn't fit in with myself. Let's flash forward a couple of years. I found an indie promotion in West Virginia. They took a chance on me, do the indie circuit, up and down the East Coast, making a name. Somewhere in there, I caught the eye of Kenny Omega. Next thing you know, I'm in Las Vegas at a pool party, announcing tickets on sale for Double or Nothing. There's a lot of pressure because I do represent a lot of different communities. The intersectionality of being in the LGBTQ plus community, African-American community, Indigenous community. I have no choice but to be this beacon because that is who I am. These are the things that make me, me. I'm a big advocate for representation, and with being African-American, being part of the LGBTQ community, being Indigenous, it was important for me to be authentic, be real. A lot of fans are preconditioned to receive wrestling a certain way. For a lot of fans, I was really their first interaction with seeing a trans person as real and authentic and not the punchline to some joke. If you want to go back in history, trans people were revered in Native cultures. LGBT and trans people were often high-ranking officials within a tribe or a shaman of some kind, or, you know, one of the healers. You might have heard the term two-spirit. That's where that comes from. Although it's not specifically for trans, but there's always been a strong connection, and for all intents and purposes, they understood that every individual was a person, a whole person, and not just that one thing about them. The native beast, I like to think of it as a metamorphosis in the ring. I just wanted to show that native people are still here. We walk amongst you. It's crazy because I've talked to people, and hearing them talk about indigenous communities and tribes, you would think these are dead societies. They talk about them in the same sentence they'll talk about like ancient Rome. And it's like, no, these are still thriving communities, very impoverished communities a lot of times, and they're just trying to make a living just like you. In every walk of life, you've got artists, musicians, educators, architects, you name it. They're out there. My tribe in particular, there's 3 clans. There's the Bear Clan, the Wolf Clan, the Turtle Clan. And if you pay attention to some of my moveset, I try to incorporate some of those things. Occasionally you might see me do a bear hug. I use my claws, kind of like, a wolf might. I do a cannonball in the corner. That's me attacking with the turtle shell. So there's little nods in there. I think what I want the world most to remember about me, I don't want to be a footnote in this industry. I don't want to be an asterisk. I want to matter. I think we all do to some degree. I don't want to be a gimmick of why I won a championship or why I'm on the roster. I want to be remembered for being a very real person, a very well-rounded person who represented a lot of communities, who is that lighthouse who helped show people that they matter, and that if I could get this far, heck, you might could get further. I just want to be remembered for trying to make the world a little bit of a better place, hopefully one person at a time, changing some minds and changing some hearts.